Okay, another question says a block of mass 7.0 is being pulled by the force of 36 newtons. Find the normal force acting on the block and acceleration of the block. So here, before we proceed, we need to come up with a free body diagram. Okay, but before that, let us come up with the data. So we have the mass of 7.0 kg. Then we also have force, which is 36 newtons. So now let us come up with a free body diagram. So we have this this block, and we have the force acting in this direction, which is the normal force, and the force acting in this direction, which is the weight, which is represented by mg. And then we have this force that is pulling the block, which is 36 newtons. Now the question says find the normal force and the acceleration. So for the normal force, let's call it A. Normal force, we know that the summation of forces in y should be equal to m ma. But in the y direction, we do not have the block is moving in this direction. So in the y direction, a is 0. So we have summation of forces in y will be 0. So let's just erase this part. Okay, just erase this part. And okay, so the summation of forces in y should be equal to 0. So we have the n minus mg. So the n, we have n and we have mg. Minus mg should be equal to 0. So n should be equal to mg, which is this one. We have 7.0 kg times the gravity is let's use 9.8 newtons per kg. So that this and this will go, and what we're going to have is 0.6 as the value for the normal force. And the second part says we find also the acceleration. So we have just found this. We've just found the normal force. Now let us also find the acceleration. Okay, so let us grab this part. Okay, so we have this going in this direction. So we have the summation of forces in x, since it is going in the x direction, must be equal to ma. And what we have here is we just have this force here, which is 36 newtons, should be equal to ma. So in order for us to find the value for a, let us divide by m, and here let us divide by m, so that this and this will go, and what we're going to have is 36 newtons over the mass, which is 7.0 kgs. And what we're going to have when we divide that into that, we're going to have that is 5.1 meters per second squared as the acceleration of the block. So this is the value for A, and that and this is the value for normal force. So therefore N is equal to 68.6 and A is equal to 5.1 meters per second squared. Okay, per second squared. So that is the answer. Thank you so much for watching the video, and please don't forget to subscribe.